Okay, let us see. Now I'm using the new Facebook layout here. I have to see how to do this. I gotta switch stuff. I don't even see it. Where is my video? Oh no. We'll try it again. Okay. Well, Ava must see it because she shared the video. This is weird. I don't even see it on here. View as visitor, maybe? I don't know. I am perplexed, people. I really am. This is odd. All right, we're going to try it again. Let's go back into the page. We're going to get it figured out, though, by golly. Or maybe not. All right. Well, I wonder if I viewed it as a visitor. I wonder if that would make any difference. Aha, there it is. Look at that. Can I share it? Ah, from here I can share it. Okay. Share now to the public. Oh, I shared it to my timeline. Folks, I'm figuring this out right now. And then we're going to start this up in just about 30 seconds. Wow. I'm looking at a completely all new thing. Ah, share to a page. All right, now we're getting it. All right, here's share. Give me a few moments, folks. Have you guys seen that where Facebook changed everything? Well, I'm seeing it. All right. Few more. One more to go there, folks. All right, one more page. Here we go. I tell you, I can't keep up with it. We'll turn our chat on and then we'll start the show. And away we go. Hey everybody, this is Bryan Hogue. Thank you for joining me for another week of Chiller Night Live pre-show, where I, Bryan Hogue, will ramble on for from 8 p.m. until a few minutes shy of 9 p.m. about the Chiller Night programming coming up tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Stream TV. So, until then, we'll be going over the schedule. We'll throw the schedule out there a few times throughout the night, and we'll just talk about all things horror, science fiction, paranormal related, whatever you guys basically want to throw at me. So that's what we're going to do. Deborah says, hi guys. Hey, Deborah, thanks for joining us. All right. Let's see how we're doing here. Okay. This is just kind of strange. I jumped on here and I see that that everything's a little different tonight. So hopefully I am on YouTube. We got any YouTube viewers watching? Let me see. Aha, PK Lynch. Hi there, Brian Jack. Hope you're well. Hey, thanks for joining us. And I'm glad that I am on YouTube, and YouTube has not taken me off yet. They YouTube's been strange lately. John says, greetings again from Cape Cod, where sharks have the right of way. Remember that, folks. When you step into the water, you have just lowered yourself on nature's food chain. But anyways, this is Crozak the Grand. Well, thank you, Crozak the Grand. And tell John we appreciate him as well. Brian says, hello. Hey, Brian, thanks for joining us. So, I was here getting prepared, trying to figure all this stuff out, because this is the first time since Facebook threw this in here a couple days ago, the new format, how to get on here through multi-stream and share the page. So that's what I was doing within that first minute or so. So let's see. Marianne says, hi, neighbor. Hey, Marianne, thanks for joining us. John says, yes, you do look different. Have you been working on your tan? I've been out and about. Maybe I've got a little remnants of tan on me. Not from the tanning booth that Ava got recently, but from nature itself. PK Lynch. Hey, do you know what the beginning of the DVD? Hey, do you know what the beginning of the DVD was? What's that? What DVD was that? Paul, I'm not sure what you're referring to there. So as I'm waiting for that, David says, good evening, champagne pop. Cheers. Well, thanks for joining us, David. David and Diana, hopefully she's with you and sitting alongside you, watching the Chiller Night pre-show. So, best way ever to spend your Saturday night from 8 until a few minutes shy of 9. At least I like to think so. And then Ava says, yes, I have a tanning bed. It's not even a bed, really. You can't even call it that. It's like a chamber, a tanning chamber. It's one of those stand-up ones. So, yes. You'll notice that if I step into that. I'll probably be burnt. Probably look like a lobster. But tonight's schedule, let me throw that up there. Tonight's schedule, tonight at 9 p.m., Chiller Night Theater, Jack Shadow hosts Attack of the Giant Leeches. 11 p.m., Chiller Chat. My guest is the Masked Superstar. Yes, I'll be talking about that. 11:30, Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Silent Night, Bloody Night. And then the very next, getting something off my, I had to get something off my bookcase here. 1:30 a.m., Chiller Chat. My guest is Doc Dredd. And then at 2 a.m., Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Plan 9 from Outer Space. So there you have it. That is the lineup for the night on Stream TV for Chiller Night programming, Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat. And then Marianne says, Ava, LOL. And then Dale says, how is everyone doing? I think we're doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good on my end. How about all of you out there? Hope you're doing well tonight. And then Deborah says, maybe it's a tanning coffin. Yeah, maybe so. I hadn't thought about that. But that would be appropriate here. And PK Lynch says, the start of the equipment was 1980. It was the laser disc player from Zenith. Oh, from the DVD. Okay. Yeah, I remember those. I remember those big discs, and then you had to like flip them over. We didn't have one of those, but I knew some friends who had one. Yeah, that was the startup. That was it. I remember going into a video store and seeing the VHS, and then they were showing these big, like album-size laser discs, and they had Star Wars playing, and I was like daydreaming, like, wow, if I could just own that movie Star Wars. Like, to me, that was the biggest deal ever. And now, the kids will never know the joy of the early days of being able to watch a movie anytime you wanted. So, yeah, isn't that something? Cassandra says, absolutely, wouldn't be anywhere else. Glad to hear that. And then Kevin says, no champagne, but I just twisted off the cap of a Bud Light. Just as good. Just as good. Thanks for joining us, Kevin. Brad Beckwith, it's a Chiller Night pre-show with Bryan Hogue, starring Bryan Hogue. Now, here's Bryan. Anyone notice that I've been gone? Yes, we noticed that you were gone. What were you doing? Watching wrestling, weren't you? Didn't you say you were going to be missing for a wrestling weekend? I think that's what you told us. Well, tonight I will be bringing up wrestling just because my guest on Chiller Chat, no, this is from an earlier show, but one of our viewers, trying to think of the name, Magus, I think that's his name, from last week. It was a first time viewer, but he had been mentioning El Santos, and we were talking about we had mentioned the mass wrestler. So for tonight, if you're on here tonight, if you're watching, or if you jump on here, because of that conversation last week, I decided to air my Chiller Chat episode with my favorite mass wrestler growing up was the Mass Superstar, and he was kind enough to come up from Atlanta, Georgia, and I think it was Atlanta, but from Georgia to be on my show, and so that's what you're going to see tonight. So let's see, some salutations being exchanged. Brad says busy weekend. Okay, well, we're glad that you're with us now. And PK Lynch says, and they will never know the joy of 5 channels. Yeah, or us being the remote, you know. Yeah, I remember those days. Oh, the simple days. Or at least they seem like it, huh? Especially compared to days lately. Cassandra says, replying to Kevin Helming, nice, I have a 6-pack of Bud in the fridge. Oh, you guys are making me thirsty. And I don't partake until after the show. But John says, but by the way, how's your haunted house going? It looks good. How much more needs to be done? It's actually coming along very well. I have a picture of it somewhere for those who may not know. I've been doing haunted houses for years. And this year, last year was my first year doing it here, where we fairly recently, within the last 5 years, we moved to Harrisville, Pennsylvania, northwest PA, about an hour north of Pittsburgh, for those who are not from the area. But and we had our first haunted house last year. We wanted to have it in the community park, you know. So what we did was decided to use a pavilion, like the biggest, largest pavilion there in the park, and then add an adjoining tent beside it. And that ended up, if you kind of look at that gives us about a little shy of 1,300 square feet of a haunted house. So it was really cool. It was we had a good time. A good time was had by all. There's some of the ghouls from last year. And we just had a super good time, and we're going to be doing it again this year. We're setting it up. That's where my evenings have been spent, a lot of them anyways, and it's been a lot of fun. And want to, might as well mention Vicelli Pizza, Butler, PA. They are once again a sponsor for this year's haunted house, so we appreciate them. David Long, if you're watching, thank you. Stream TV with streammedia.tv. They are also going to be a sponsor, and so will Penn Gold Ice Cream, the ice cream shop right here in Harrisville, PA. They are going to be a sponsor as well. So appreciate all of our sponsors, appreciate all of our support from from our sponsors, from everybody joining us, and for all of you tonight watching me here. So thanks all the way around. And while we're at it, my affiliate recognition, Chop Block TV, right over here. You can watch them on their Chop Block TV's Roku channel or Amazon Fire Stick, and also paranormalwarehouse.com. They feature episodes of Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat, so we always want to thank those folks there. Our friends at Chop Block TV and Paranormal Warehouse. So PK Lynch says, hi Glam. So Glam, thank you for joining us once again. I wish I could see you. Is Tom with us tonight? All right. Let's see. Brad says NXT and WWE. Woo! Well, I'm going to mention a little. I'm going to throw in a little DCW in here a little bit later when I'm talking about the Mass Superstar. For those who may not know, I also have a wrestling organization. Should I dare say had? I don't know if I want to keep that in the past tense, but I did have my own weekly wrestling show. It was on, I actually had it on in Erie, WICU, an NBC affiliate station in Erie, Pennsylvania, and it aired every Sunday, and it was called Dark Horse Championship Wrestling. So we'll get to that a little later. Now, the reason I bring this up, chiller? Why, that's not chiller, you may say. You may be thinking that right now. But I will say this. I am doing the Chiller Show, obviously following in some way in the footsteps of Bill Chilly Billy Cardell. At least I like to think so. Bill Cardell used to be known as the voice of wrestling. He was an announcer back in the day, a commentator back for studio wrestling back in the Pittsburgh wrestling days. So if Bill did it, I was going to try to do it. So, so that's what I did. I had my own wrestling show for a couple of years on Erie's WICU and TV. Tanya says, hi. Hey, Tanya, thanks for joining us. And then, let's see, where are we at here? Now you have laptops, mobile phones, and tablets. Yeah, the kids will never know the struggle of, or the joy, I guess, of being able to actually see a movie like, I don't know, pick your favorite movie when you were a kid, to actually being able to see that in your home on TV. It was crazy. What manner of scientific sorcery was this? Glam says, oh no, PK says, Glam, what are you doing later? Brad says, thank you, Spectrum app on Roku. And then Cassandra says, replying to Brad Beck with Werewolves of London. And then, let's see, PK says, hey Brian, how far away is the Harrisville Haunted House? That was on Ghost Adventures. Oh, Harris Haunted House. That I don't know. I don't know. Harris Haunted House? I don't know if you meant the right Harrisville Haunted House. I'm not sure. I don't know how to answer that question, but not sure. John Soto says, my favorite masked wrestlers were Mr. Wrestling #2, one of my favorites. Mil Maskers, one of my favorites. And El Santo. All right. Here's Wrestling #2. I brought up that picture because I was going to show these a little bit later. Still am. But we used to go to the Columbus Center in Columbus, Ohio. Where does that tie in with Chiller and all this stuff? Besides my guest being the Masked Superstar tonight, he had a long time, very, very famous rivalry with Mr. Wrestling #2. And the Columbus Center, when I was a kid, and we used to go and see those guys, is where I used to also go to an event called the Midwest Haunters Convention, where haunted house owners would go and meet up every year and have a big trade show. So that was kind of neat. So Brad says, woo, the old Ric Flair. I can't do it. Deborah says, love Chilly Billy Cardilli. Yeah, he was a great guy. He was so nice and supportive of what I was doing. And wow, I just, it was just a lot of fun to talk to. Talked to him many times. And he's just very generous with his time and very supportive of what I was doing. And in fact, anybody who's new and maybe used to watch Chiller Theater, that's of course, the name of my show is a homage to Chiller Theater, Chiller Night Theater, a combination of Chiller Theater and Fright Night. So there we go, Chiller Night. But Deborah says, here's a name, Bruno Sammartino, and what a name it is. Bruno was back in those good old golden days of wrestling. Killer Kowalski and Superstar Billy Graham, and it was a different time, wasn't it? It'll never come back. It'll never come back. Cassandra says Bruno. Brad says vintage Bruno. So, PK Lynch says Harrisonville, I think in PA. Harrisonville. Do you mean Harrisville, or is that where you're, like, where I'm living? Is that what you mean? Or is there somewhere else called Harrisonville? Yeah, I'm not sure but if you're talking about Harrisville, where I'm from and where my haunt's at, we're about an hour north of Pittsburgh, an hour drive north of Pittsburgh. So, Joseph said, Bruno from Millville. Yes. Joseph says, grew up with studio wrestling, WIIC TV. Yeah, WIIC. For those of you who maybe got a few years on you, that like myself and Joseph there, WIIC later became WPXI, the same station. In fact, if you go to WPXI and you tour the facility, you go in there, they actually have the original doors to WIIC that they have on their studio as you walk into the studio where they have the cameras and stuff. So neat place. But anyways, let's see. David said, cats and dogs coming out of the sky. All right. Well, our weather's a little fairer than that here in Harrisville, in Butler County, just a county north of where you guys are at. So, well, good luck with that. I don't even want to know. But okay, Dale, are you with us, Dale? About 20 after. It's about that time, Dale, where I will mention the watch party movie coming up on Thursday. Next Thursday. What is that? Whatever it is, it's next Thursday. So whatever date that is. But every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, folks. If you want to watch a watch party, we've been having a lot of really cool movies here. You know, Dale, he runs the show on Thursday nights. So if you want to join in, just become a member of the Chiller Night Facebook group page. Chiller Night Facebook group page. Do that, we'll let you in, and you can watch these movies with us and with each other. It's a lot of fun. So Dale says yes. Dale is with us. So Dale, at any given time, at any moment, you want to announce the movie, I will. Let me commence the drum roll here. All right, you all warmed up. The movie come Thursday. There is a delay. We're trying to work that out, the delay issue. It's probably a good 10 seconds or so. But whenever you want there, Dale. Reading some of these comments here. Aha! There it is! Terror at 10 Killer. What do you say it? 10 Killer? 10 Killer. But there it is. That's the movie. What is this? 86, I think you said, Dale, when we were chatting last night. 86. Another one of these 80s horror movies. I just love the 80s. If I could play these, I think it's so cool. You know, these movies are available to watch for the watch party. If I could play these for Chiller Night Theater, you better believe I would be. So Dale, we want to thank you for running that. And let's see. PK says, not sure if anyone knows it was where the Warrens investigated. Oh, no, I'm not real familiar with that, Paul. Joseph said, we have sharks coming out of the sky right now. A Sharknado! Oh, you know, I'd play those ones too if I could. So, all right, well, there you have it. The watch party for Thursday night, next Thursday's watch party movie at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is Terror at 10 Killer. All right, so we hope you, if you're not a member of the Chiller Night Facebook group page, you become a member and join us. Well, I say us. I haven't been able to be there for the last several weeks, nor will I be able to for quite a while on Thursday nights. But I hope you you jump in there and support you know, Dale, you know, taking this on, and Raymond, Cassandra. You know, I know you guys, and all you guys are just been super great about this and joining in, and it's been a lot of fun. So I've really enjoyed the movies that I have been able to get to there. And Dale says yes, about 1986. Yeah, 1986. And then I mentioned a little bit ago, and Cassandra says, Crazy storm, things flying everywhere. Had to rescue my hot tub cover. Oh, so you are really getting quite a quite a quite a wallop, huh? Raymond says, Brian, hey Raymond, thanks for joining us. So let's see. Raymond says, Glam. I wish I could see Glam. Where are you, Glam? David says, my kind of thriller. Love 80s horror. Cassandra says, I know. Isn't that the best? There's something so. Maybe it's because that was when I was, in high school, and I don't know. It was so much fun, watching that stuff. The 80s slasher movies and all that. Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers. Brad says, any plans to get that wrestling dark horse up, Brian? Maybe after the haunted house. I don't know about that. I don't know if it would be that soon. I have had some interest popping up, actually from others. So you never know. I've tossed the idea around in my head. As much as I do enjoy that and I love it, I'm really I kind of gotta remain focused in what I'm doing right now. Otherwise, I get scattered and I'm all over the place. And I've done that many times in the past. Raymond says, I am well, Glam, and you? Oh. So, Cassandra says, I love the Warrens. What am I missing with the Warrens? So, is that what's going on with the Warrens? Was that a haunted place? Is the Warrens, is that where you're, someone explain. I must know. So, PK says, thanks for making Saturday night fun again. Hey, I couldn't do it without you guys, so thank you. Thank you for, because I guess we're each other's sounding board, during this hour between 8 and 9. So, much appreciation to all you guys. I'm just happy that you're willing to spend this time with me and each other and to kind of make this a fun thing, going into the Chiller Night programming. I guess whether you watch the programming or not, I hope you do. But if not, I'm just happy that you're spending this time here with me and with each other. And then let's see. Keith says, "Play Spirit Animal. If I can, I will. If I can, I will." There have been people on the show like even Tom Savini. I've had him on Chiller Chat. He was wondering well, how come you don't play? Could you play my version of, Night of the Living Dead? I said, I would love to. I love that movie. I love his version of Night of the Living Dead, but that's not public domain. And you can't just play something because the director, says, oh yeah, you could. You actually have to go to, above him to get that permission. And I didn't have that, so in fact, YouTube got on me about playing the trailer to Tales of Frankenstein, Donald F. Glut's movie, that he gave me the trailer to play for a Chiller Chat. So, yeah, it just boggles the mind. But anyway, I would love to play something like it. Spirit Animal. If that's, I don't know, we'll have to see. I'm not sure what that is. I'd have to look that one up. Cassandra says, I stay as long as I can on the watch parties. 3 a.m. comes real quick. Yeah, that it does. I know you got to get up super early. Raymond says, I missed many of the 80s horror movies in the 80s. Well, I'm glad you're able to tune in here with Dale and everybody else there on Thursday nights. A lot of fun. They really are. I love those movies. Dale says, another classic from 86. Good year I graduated. And Ava's got a couple little strange faces there, emoji faces. And John says, if you could, would you show some of the DVDs of Kaiju Big Battles? I'm not sure what those are, to be honest with you, John. Kaiju Big Battles. What is that? Is that like a the Japanese movies? All right. Well, while I'm waiting to get a little bit more there from John, Brad says, God only knows with this COVID pandemic. Yeah. Can't wait for this to hopefully pass over. Let's see. Because, aha! We've got our answer on the Warrens. Cassandra said, the Warrens investigated ghosts and demons. Read their book, Werewolf. Did they investigate werewolf too? A werewolf? That sounds more interesting. I guess because there's so many ghost investigators. I actually would like to see some. Yeah, we investigate werewolves. Okay, I want to. I always enjoy talking to the ghost investigators, but that would be kind of neat. To talk to a werewolf investigator. Get me that guy. And Paul says, I graduated in '85. I live in the DMV, Burke, Virginia. Now you know why I drink the the Warrens were the investigators that did Amityville Home. Oh, okay. Wow, they've been around a while, huh? And then Keith says, do it. Do what? What am I doing? With are you talking about the spirit animal? Spirit animal. All right, so we'll see. We'll have to check on that. John says, Tom Savini directed the remake of Night of the Living Dead. Yes. I had him on the show, and I've had him as a guest in one of my haunted houses. And yeah, he great movie. I know this is sacrilege to the old school horror fans, which I am one. But I will say I enjoy. I'm more entertained watching his remake. I am. I just love that movie. I think it's really cool and just visually exciting to watch. I think he did a great job. It takes nothing away from the original. That's a classic, of course, but I like Tom Savini's work. I love his. I love the remake. Brad says, "How's the haunted house coming along?" Anyway, well, it's coming along real well. I'm very happy with the progress. And Cassandra says, and Ed and Lorraine Warren. Okay, and then she's got a link there. So if you want to click on that, you can check them out. Ava said it was over wrestling. Oh, the little faces. I wondered what the. Okay, gotcha. Yes, you're definitely the. you've been on quite a ride with me over the years, haven't you? So you ought to be nominated for sainthood or something. Lisa Ann says, "Hello, Tom. When was the last time you ordered Vicelli?" Oh, where's Tom at? Is he on? Well, you're on Facebook, so where's Tom at? And when was the last? Tom, if you're here with us, when was the last time you ordered Vicelli? Or are you talking to me? Was that two separate things? Hello, Tom, and then when was that? I don't know. It's been probably last winter before the pandemic hit. I know it was that. It was back in the fall actually. And then Raymond says, "Okay, I am from Arlington, but haven't heard of the Warrens." Oh. Well, don't feel bad. I haven't. I mean, now that you mention it, I knew of them vaguely, but I didn't know. I wouldn't have known they were called the Warrens off the top of my head. And then Lisa Ann says, Quentin is a great werewolf. Quentin's a werewolf, okay? All right, well, we'll have to see who this werewolf is. I'm not familiar with Quentin. I don't know, but if he's a werewolf, then I'd like to meet him. Cassandra says, there was a guy they found who was possessed by a werewolf, and they exorcised him. Oh, is that what you guys are talking about? I have no idea. I'm totally not up on this. So that is interesting. I'll have to look into this. And they are, PK says, they are dead. God rest her soul. She said that they would never go there again. Oh, okay. Must have had some very frightening experiences there. Deborah says, hi, Ava. And then Cassandra says, the original Annabelle is in their museum. Lisa Ann says, no, ask Tom. Oh, okay, asking Tom. Where's Tom? I don't see Tom on here. Tom, if I'm missing you, I'm sorry. I don't see you anywhere. But let's see. Cassandra says, my love, Quentin. Maybe next full moon. I don't know this Quentin, but like I said, if he's a werewolf, my kind of person. Okay, Brad Beckwith. Vicelli's Pizza, yummy. You certainly are. They do have good pizza. Lisa Ann says, Quentin was in Dark Shadows. Oh, Dark Shadows! All right. Now, well, I've said before, like, you guys know, I've not seen Dark Shadows. At least I've said that because we have our friend Kevin on here from uh, Ireland who shows up every once in a while on Saturday nights, and I know he loves Dark Shadows, so he would have caught that. Me, but Dale says favorite character in Dark Shadows and Go. All right, it's gonna have to be you guys. What's your favorite character in Dark Shadows? I guess we have a few for Quentin. Raymond says Quentin on Dark Shadows. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. Brian Ivor says Quentin Collins from Dark Shadows. All right, we've got quite a bit of people who know what's going on, who know their Dark Shadows. All right. Brad says, my wife and I had pizza today. All right, can't go wrong there. Lee Sand says he left. What? Was he on here? Tom Paisley. I assume that's who you mean, but maybe there's another Tom on here. Tom sent me this really cool mummy thing last week. I showed you guys. That is like super cool. I think that's my new permanent addition to the desk. Let's see. PK said scared them bad. That doll Annabelle is on their museum. Creepy stuff. Raymond says Tom Paisley is on YouTube. Oh, all right. Well, Tom, thanks for joining us. Tom and Glam, I can't see you guys, unfortunately. So, but thank you nonetheless for being on there and joining us. Cassandra says Quentin, my favorite. Brad says, oh, and just letting you know that tomorrow would be my wife and I's 12-year wedding anniversary. 12 years, how time flies. Well, congratulations, happy anniversary to you and your wife for tomorrow. 12 years. Wow. Well, congratulations. Dale says, Angelique would be my favorite. Oh, from Dark Shadows. And then Cassandra says, love her. Dale says, followed by Professor Stokes and Julia Hoffman. And John says, Barnabas and Angelique were my favorites. Okay. And Raymond says, maybe, Tom, you are invisible. At least to me, unfortunately, he and Glam. They're going ninja on me. Look for, cannot be seen. All right. Tonight, again, I'll throw that back up there. I'll go over it real quickly. 9 p.m., Attack of the Giant Leeches is the movie on Chiller Night Theater, 11 p.m. This is what I'm getting at. The guest is the Masked Superstar on Chiller Chat. And then 11:30, the movie is Silent Night, Bloody Night. 1:30 a.m., Chiller Chat. My guest is Doc Dredd. And 2 a.m., Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Plan 9 from Outer Space. Now, I bring that up with Chiller Chat tonight because my favorite wrestler growing up, at least the bad guy, the heel. I guess I, for a long time just went by, the comic book terminology instead of heel and face, the hero and the villain. But nonetheless, that was the Masked Superstar. And for just growing up, he was always in the old wrestling magazines. He's always in the category of the 10 most hated wrestlers. Bad guy, that Masked Superstar. Rough character. But years ago, about 10 years ago, if not longer, I had an opportunity to meet him. And like I said, he came up from Georgia to be on my show. And actually, this is a mask that I'm holding in that picture. This is his mask. This is one of his masks. He had tons of masks, but this is an actual, authentic, event-worn mask. I was looking for a display head to put this on here tonight. I couldn't find one anywhere. But anyways, this is it. This is it. He wrestled with this. But it was really a great opportunity to meet him. When I was a kid, I used to go to these events in the Columbus Center I mentioned earlier. And bear with me if you're not into wrestling, that's still okay. I'm not either anymore necessarily. But back in the day, with the days of like Bruno and Killer Kowalski and Superstar Billy Graham, Dusty Rhodes, and I but this was a picture. My mom went down to the real close to the ring when the wrestlers get in. Andre the Giant, Dusty Rhodes, and all those guys. But yeah, the Masked Superstar was getting into the ring. This was at the Columbus Center, and like I said, this years later, this is where I used to go every year for the Midwest Haunter Convention. But we used to go there. My family used to go watch wrestling, and there he is there. And this is one of him. Getting into the ring. The other one was him departing the ring, but that's him with his belt, his title, and of course I had to throw in Mr. Wrestling #2, who was one of his rivals, a very well-known rival. But it was really cool. I actually have, if there are any fans out there who care, but back in the old days, like I actually have the ticket stubs. I have ticket stubs from years ago. This one's from August 30th, 1981. This is from August 2nd of 1981, the Ohio Center. But this is really cool. I have this. I even have the cards, the wrestling cards. So I just love this stuff. Here's one of Bruno Sammartino Jr. We're talking about Bruno Sammartino. Bruno, Dusty Rhodes versus Bruiser Brody, Tommy Rich versus Ken Patera, Superfly Snuka versus Michael Hayes. It's just really cool because we have tons of pictures. Andre the Giant, and all those guys. I don't know, but these are just, I love this stuff. Really brings back a lot of my childhood because there were two shows that my family and I would watch, like I said, religiously every Saturday. 6:05 p.m. on TBS, we'd watch Georgia Championship Wrestling, and for 2 hours, and then at 11:30 p.m. at night, Chiller Theater with Chilly Billy Cardell. So obviously that influenced me enough in my years to where I actually had my own wrestling show called Dark Horse Championship Wrestling. This is the one that aired every Sunday on WICU out of Erie, Pennsylvania, on an NBC affiliate station there out of Erie. We taped them in Oil City, and it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing that. It was a great experience. I may pick that up at some time and continue on with that. I may not. I am more focused on the chiller. I'm trying to do this haunted house. I'm doing the shows, trying to keep up with the shows as well as I can. And plus, I'm in the middle of writing a book, so that I wish to illustrate myself. But this was a lot of fun. This brings back a lot of memories too of my childhood. Look at this. But that was a lot of fun. Those were the days. Let's see. I'm missing all kinds of comments here. Paul says, "What about Hulk Hogan? Mr. T, I pity the fool." Yeah. Yeah, that was something. Let's see. Paul says, "Cool shirt. Where did you get it?" Where did I get this? I forget the name of the store I got this. It was over at the Grove City Outlets. Whatever store I happened to go in and see this, and I just picked it up. Well, I paid for it, But yeah, I don't remember the I don't remember the name of the store, to be honest with you. Let's see. Let me get caught up here a little bit. And I'm sorry if I had to pass over your comment, but if it's a question you want me to know, just throw it in there again if you want. Joseph says, has anyone gone to the Dark Shadows festivals in New York? Not me. I haven't. I can't say I have. Deborah says, great mementos. Aren't they though? Thank you. I think so. And then Lisa Ann says, she's really nice. There are books on Amazon she has written you could see. I'm not sure who you're referring to, but I know that you guys were. I had to skip over some comments there to get caught up as best as I could. And Cassandra says, Joseph Bondi, I love the bad boys. PK says, AKA Thunderlips and Rocky 4. Well, and Rocky 3. Yeah, with Hulk Hogan and Mr. T. Yeah. And then Joseph says, replying to Dale, LOL. Lisanne says, I usually see Laura and KLS at a women's club we belong to. And Lisanne says, they made cameos in the Dark Shadows. Oh. They do that a lot, don't they? They bring in the people from the original shows to do cameos. Even in the first Superman. Remember the first Superman movie with Christopher Reeves? Well, you know, Lois Lane, little Lois Lane on the train. I brought this up last week about you know, things kind of connect and spark memories, but we were talking about Shazam, Captain Marvel, you know, played by Tom Tyler, who played the Mummy in The Mummy's Hand, you know, 7 degrees of separation. But Kirk Allen, the original Superman, the guy who played Superman in the original series, and Noel, who played Lois Lane in The Adventures of Superman, were little Lois Lane's parents on that train. If you ever go back and watch that scene, that was the original Superman, and obviously a very famous actress in The Adventures of Superman, or famous Lois Lane actress, anyways. Just thought I'd share that. But sometimes I do that. Dale says, I was really excited when Kate Jackson was on there. Kate Jackson, okay, that's a name I remember from the 70s on Charlie's Angels. And then PK says, just wanted to say good night, everybody. Stay safe. Hug someone. Oh, you gotta go. Okay, well, thank you for joining us. And drink, he says. Okay, and drink. All right, David says, the first movie I went to the theater to see is House of Dark Shadows in 1970. Wow. That's kind of neat that you remember that. I couldn't tell you what the first movie I went to at the theater to see. And then Cassandra says, I want to go back to Terrytown for a Dark Shadows convention. Although I will say this, I had a very nostalgic memory earlier in the week. It was late at night. I had worked on the haunted house. I was tired and sore. I just came in, and probably about an hour before I went to bed, I just got this image in my head from a little kid. As a little kid, I remember watching this movie called Inframan. Or the title, I guess the long title is the Super Inframan, which is the Superman, the Chinese Superman or something like that. But I remember as a kid seeing that at the drive-in. You know, I remember my parents taking me to see that. It's one of those Japanese, no, not Japanese. It wasn't one of the like Godzilla. It was actually a Chinese movie. It was called the Super Inframan. So I was watching that on Amazon Prime this week. I was getting the biggest kick out of that. It's horrible, just horrible. But I was laughing so hard watching this thing, and I loved every minute of it. It's just, I don't know, nostalgic stuff like that really really gets to me. And Dale says, sorry to blow up your chat with Dark Shadows. No, obviously there's quite an interest in Dark Shadows, so no, feel free. I think that's kind of the appeal and the fun of all this. I mean, you can listen to what I'm saying, and you can still be commenting on this. I just feel bad because I can't really contribute much about Dark Shadows. I did see the movie with Johnny Depp. You know, it was there. You know, but I from everything I've heard of, you know, from the people who watched the original series, you know, it couldn't hold a, you know, a candle, a flame to the old original series. But that would be like that with, if they made a movie Kolchak the Night Stalker now, I might enjoy it, but in my, young Brian watching that back in the 70s, it could never compare because you can't bring back the feelings that came with watching that. So in that regard, you can't compare them. But that's the way I feel. Brad says Rocky 3 is what created Hulk Hogan and WWE WrestleMania. It had a lot to do with it. Yeah. Let's see. Trying to catch up. Sorry for those that if I miss any of your comments, I'm sorry. And Cassandra says I met Larry Stork at a Dark Shadows convention. He showed up as a surprise. That'd be kind of neat to be surprised by an actor who was on the series. Such an amazing guy. I love Larry. And then David says I had a pleasure of meeting Noel Neal at a convention once. Oh, that would be cool. Meet Lois Lane. And then Lisa Ann says Dan Curtis created the Karen Black Tiki Man story you like. Oh, okay. Dan Curtis. Interesting. That was good. Let's see. Going down here. Let's see. Catching up. You know what I wanted to do tonight? I was really hoping. Okay, listen. You know that I'm a big Star Wars fan. Okay? It may not be. I try to put the square peg into the round hole and make it fit into the sci-fi part of it, okay? Whether it does or doesn't, I don't know. I like it, you know. I try to get it in here for a minute. I wanted to try to. They were supposed to show the Mandalorian season 2 trailer today. That was a big thing, okay? And I haven't seen it yet. So I don't think it's out just yet, but if it does, you can bet I'll have it on here next week and show you guys. But it's supposed to have a familiar bounty hunter. It's supposed to have Boba Fett. They're bringing him into the series. I mean, they're supposed to. So I think that would be neat. Looking forward to seeing that show. It was very well done. Have you guys seen that one? I don't know. I've really enjoyed that series, and I hope that they just continue with the same amount of quality that season 1 had. So we'll see. Another another show I'm very excited about is Cobra Kai. If you've been with me for any amount of time, you've known that I love that series. They did such a great job. Cobra Kai and The Mandalorian. I'm excited about these shows. This new thing with their streaming these series now. I think it's a great idea. You know, instead of making a Karate Kid movie, another one with a grown-up Daniel and Johnny, here they're making a 5-hour movie and chopping it up into little episodes. I think it's a great idea. When I first heard of the idea, I thought it was kind of, I wasn't impressed with it, I'll tell you that. But when I watched it, I actually fell in love with the show. I think it's very well done, and I think it it treats the story and the characters very well. Something I wish they would have done with something I wish Rian Johnson would have done with the Last Jedi in Star Wars. But all right, get back to horror, Brian. All right. Anyways, but it would be neat though if they did that with. I mean, I always enjoyed the X-Files. I always enjoyed Kolchak the Night Stalker. It'd be neat to see something like that on. Maybe they'll have another neat series like that pop up again on one of these streaming services, or maybe they do. Have you, anybody know of any? Do tell. Dale says, remember when Thayer Draven played a character in Dark Shadows called Mortassi Grimes? I'm probably totally destroying that first name, but I'm sure you guys, if you were, if you're fans of the show, you know what he's talking about. Raymond says, how many versions of Dark Shadows? I remember the English version back in the 70s. That's the only version that I was familiar with. I didn't watch it, but that's the only version that I knew about. So I don't know. Somebody. And Dale says, and of course you can't forget Carolyn, David, Maggie Evans, and the blue whale. The blue whale. Did they have a blue whale on there? I don't know. All right, I'll stop talking about Dark Shadows now. No, I don't care. Go ahead. That's fine. I feel bad. I can't contribute anything other than reading your comments. But obviously we have fans of the show, and so that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. I mean, it's a chiller show, so that's very fitting. And then Lee San says, we have it here daily. It's one of those shows always playing somewhere. Oh, see, that's weird. I never knew about it growing up. I never had it. I never saw it playing anywhere because I would have watched it. I loved all that stuff growing up. So if it would have been on a channel that I was aware of, I know I would have watched it. And then, but now for me to go back and to watch it, that was a long running series. And quite honestly, I don't watch much TV. You might think that I do, but I don't. It is 8:54. I had no idea. So wow, this I say it every week. This is the fastest hour of the week for me. It really is. This has been fun. Brad says I took a glimpse of The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. I haven't stopped watching the series. Very addicting. Yeah, it is. It is great. Wow. Okay, I'm going to let me throw the schedule up again. Lisa Ann says the eagle equals the blue whale. Okay, so something about this blue whale. I don't know. I just thought, it'd be neat to have a blue whale on a vampire show, but I don't know. I don't know. John says, this has been a Bryan Hogue production. Remember, people, food to sharks, not friends. All right. Quality advice. And Lisa Ann says, it's addicting. It sounds like it. I bet so. I bet so. There's a tons of you guys are. Oh, wait. David says, I also meant Buster Crabbe. Oh, okay. Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers at a convention along with Kirk Allen. All right. Superman. At a sci-fi convention in downtown Pittsburgh. Buster had the mouth of a trucker. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Wow. You guys, there's so many comments. I'm going to throw that schedule up one last time. It's 8:56. We have the time. So 9 p.m. We got a few minutes here. Chiller Night Theater. Jack Shadow features Attack of the Giant Leeches. That was one of the live episodes where Jack Shadow interacted with the viewers. So that's definitely worth a watch. 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is the Masked Superstar, who I talked about earlier tonight, of course. 11:30 p.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Silent Night, Bloody Night. Also a live show from this year. Both of those were. 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Doc Dredd. And then at 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Plan 9 from Outer Space. And then Scott says, we're starting a watch party for you on the Dead Vault. Oh, thanks, Scott. All right, thank you very much. And as I mentioned earlier, Scott is who runs who has the Chop Block TV. So make sure that you support that channel. He's got his Roku channel, the Amazon Fire Stick. So check out Chop Block TV and also the Dead Vault. So check out Scott's show. And Scott, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And John says, night, night, and until next Saturday. All right. Thanks for joining us, John. And wow, so many comments. And we got about another minute or so. Joseph said that was the Hilton Hotel, first con we ever went to. Real quick, if you could tell me when about did you go to that convention? That sounds like really cool. Is that the one? Are we talking about the? Is this the one that had Buster Crabbe? If not, yeah, still tell me about when you went to this convention. Cassandra says that was cool, Frankenstein type storyline. Scott says, thank you, my friend. You're amazing. Keep up the great work. Ah, thank you, Scott. Ah, You as well. You do tons and tons, all for the good of horror entertainment. So we appreciate you as well, and I appreciate all you guys. So thank you for spending another Saturday night with me and with each other on the Chiller Night Live pre-show. Now, hopefully you can jump on to Roku, the Stream TV's Roku channel, and you can find that at streammedia.tv, streammedia.tv, and jump on there and enjoy Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat episodes tonight, Saturday night. So, Cassandra says to Scott Paulson, "You rock, Scott." And then Raymond says, "Thanks, Glam." So, all right, folks, thank you once again. Have a good night. Have a good Chiller night, and we'll see you next week.